In the summer of 1685, a Preston-based doctor called Richard Kuerden crossed over the sands from Hesketh Bank to Grange, intent upon mapping all the roads of the Cartmel Peninsula and on surveying right the way around the parish boundary. Now, he'd recently taught himself how to survey using a surveyor's chain and a device called a circumferenter for taking bearings. He probably had with him a couple of lads to do the heavy lifting. But the reason he wanted to do the survey was in connection with a major project of his, which was to write a 10-volume history of Lancashire, illustrated with his own maps. Now, Richard had got interested in history when he was at Oxford as a student during the Civil War, and after graduating he'd set up as a doctor in Preston. But he began more and more to neglect his doctoring and in favour of his antiquarian studies, and as time went on he did more and more antiquarian and less doctoring, and he eventually died in poverty in 1702. Now, no one knows where he's buried, and he never published anything in his life. So was he a failure? Well, no, because what he did leave behind was 11 huge volumes of manuscript notes which not contain a massive amount of material bearing on the history of Lancashire, but also on the other subjects he was interested in: medicine, botany, topography, religion, even alchemy. I've written up his story, published earlier this year by the Cheetham Society, and in the book I call him the Father of Lancashire History for the great strides he made towards writing the first history of the county. The illustration on the front cover is from his town plan of Lancaster, and he also did town plans of Preston, as well as mapping all the main roads of the county. But for me, perhaps his most interesting work is what he did on this side of the bay.